Some social media managers, when I look at them replying comments, I'm like, why? Why are you so hostile? Hello guys, welcome back. So in the last episode, we actually spoke about what social media management really is. And in this second episode of Social Media Managers Corner, we're basically going to be talking about the skills that you actually need to succeed as a social media manager. So if this sounds exciting, drop some exciting emojis in the comment section and let's get started into the video. First skill that you are going to need as social media manager is writing skills. You can actually learn the skill of writing. For example, you are going to find yourself writing a lot of things as social media manager, captions, and captions are a very important part of social media management. You'll find yourself writing captions on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and caption writing is a very, very important skill that you'd want to actually learn as a social media manager. You can actually do this by practicing how to write captions. You don't have to rely fully on ChatGPT because this is what some social media managers actually do nowadays. Just get on ChatGPT to write a caption for them. But if you already have the skill of caption writing, then you can actually use ChatGPT as a support to help you write your captions. You also find yourself writing ad copies. So for example, you want to run a particular carousel on ads, or you want to run a video on ads, you are going to find yourself writing the ad copy, the ad script. For example, how is this ad going to be like? How are we going to put together the video? You find yourself writing things like that. You also find yourself writing content ideas. You have to brainstorm. You have to think about content ideas. You're going to find yourself writing ideas. If you are somebody that you don't know how to script, you have to learn how to go and actually script, or how to learn the art of scripting as a social media manager. So this is one important skill that you will need. And I cannot overemphasize it. Writing skill, writing skill, writing skill. The second very important skill that you also need as social media manager is content creation skill. What do I mean by content creation? Basically, it means creating content. What does content mean? Content mean anything that you can see with your eyes that is engaging. For example, videos, flyers, documents, a lot of things. You will be creating things like short form videos. So you find yourself putting together Instagram reels, TikTok videos, all of that. So you must be able to actually use tools like CapCut to add videos. You don't have to be like a professional video editor, but to some extent you should be able to use the Instagram editor or the TikTok editor to actually put together posts, add music on a particular video, stuff like that. On also creating content, you will need to learn using tools like Canva, Figma, whatever it is. You can actually stick with just Canva because Canva can do a lot of things. You can create flyers using Canva. You can create content calendars using Canva. You can create reels using Canva. You can create a whole lot of things using Canva. Another important skill that you are going to need as a social media manager is strategy skills. Now, posting every day is not a strategy. It's important that you understand who your target audience is, what is the goal of the page that you are even handling, what your target audience wants to see, what is working, what is not working. You must understand strategy. You must be able to put together strategy. You must be able to look at your Instagram profile. You must be able to audit it. Okay, what is working? This is what is not working. Our audience are so age. They like this kind of post. They do not like this kind of post. You must understand how to actually put together content strategy. And people like to overcomplicate the concept of writing strategy. It is actually not that deep. And I'll paint a scenario for you. Let's say, for example, you posted a graphic flyer and maybe you got like 6 likes. And then you look at it and you say to yourself, why did this just get 6 likes? Why didn't it get a lot of engagement? So with your strategy mindset, you will now want to say, okay, maybe the headline of this graphic flyer was not the best. Maybe when I'm putting together a graphic flyer next time, it should be a carousel of continuous images or continuous pictures. I should make use of more captivating headlines or hook that will actually draw people into the post. That is literally strategy. Now you are thinking about, in fact, there's a thought behind every of your action that you put out. That is literally what strategy is. Don't let anybody overcomplicate things for you. Strategy is literally thinking before you do anything as a social media manager. And you would absolutely need that skill of strategy. I cannot overemphasize it a lot. If you don't know how to put together strategy, go and learn it, go and practice. make sure that you put in strategy every single day or behind every single post that you post on social media. That is how you actually learn strategy. Wow, another skill that you will actually need that a lot of people don't talk about is research skills. Now, people just think that, oh, researching is not a big deal. Let me tell you, researching is one of the important skills that you will need as a social media manager. You need to know how to research. You need to know how to get your notepad, get your journal, get your digital notes, study your competitors, go and look at what they are doing that you are not doing. Look at what they are doing that is yielding results for them. Strategy will look like you getting supporting tools like Ubersuggest, Answer the Public, Google Analytics, and checking trends. How are trends working? What is working on TikTok that is not working on Instagram? What am I doing on Instagram that shouldn't be done or should be done? You must understand how to research. Researching is very important. It is very, very important. Go on Instagram Explore page, go and look at what people are doing. Go on the real section, go and see what people are doing. I'm not saying you should copy them. You are researching. Get your Google alerts to send you alerts of things that are trending. It's very important. Just go on googlealerts.com, sign in your email, and then write topics that you want to get alerts on. Sign into newsletters like Neil Patel, where you get real information about search engine optimization, important information. See, you need to know how to research as a social media manager. It is very important. If not, you will literally just be doing what you think is right. Now we are moving forward to soft skills. Soft skills. So I talked about the technical skills. I might not have highlighted all of it. The ones I highlighted are some of the very important ones that you need to have as a social media manager. And then now we are moving forward to soft skills. So what are soft skills? Soft skills are things that you just naturally should have that will help you in your role. First up, you need communication skills. I already said it in our last episode. You need communication skills because you are going to be dealing with a community. You are going to be dealing with different people on social media. You need to know how to address them. You need to know how to speak politely to people. You need to know how to hear people's complaints. You need to know how to reply responsibly. Some social media managers, when I look at them replying comments, I'm like, why? Why are you so hostile? Why are you so wicked? These people are your community members. Even if you have hate comments, you need to know how to address them. You need to know what and what not to do as a social media manager, because you are handling a brand for somebody and that brand is online. It is very critical. So you cannot even afford to be lackadaisical and not have communication skills as a social media manager. It is very important and it is something that you can actually learn. If you need to go and learn communication skills, then you should absolutely go and learn it. Another soft skill you will need to have as a social media manager is time management skill. This one is, in fact, is very important. Because imagine you don't know how to manage your time. When are you going to be posting on social media? How are you going to be engaging with your audience? How are you going to be researching? You need time management skills and you need to allocate time slots into all of these skills so that you make sure that you don't forget it. Because as a social media manager, you have a whole lot of things to do on a daily basis. So you need to allocate time. You need to make use of your alarms. You need to make use of your reminders. You need to know all of these things. In fact, time management skill, just know that is the most important thing. Forget everything I've said. No, don't forget everything I've said. But remember time management skills. If you forget anything at all, remember time management skill. Are you hearing me? Another important soft skill that you need as a social media manager is problem solving skill. You can create one magnificent content today and your clients will be like, I don't like this content. How do you solve that problem? Because you spent like 5 hours creating that content. What do you tell that client? Do you tell them that, in fact, I'm not doing it again. I don't want to be managing your page again. I'm going. And as funny as that sounds, a lot of social media managers have found themselves in this particular situation or scenario, that their client doesn't like a particular content and they say they are done for their mental health. They're just going to go. If you keep doing that, you're going to be losing clients. You're not going to even be able to work for somebody for over 1 year without having issues every single time. So you need to know how to solve problems. You need to know how to solve problems. You need to know how to solve problems on social media. For example, you're not the one in charge of delivery for your company. You are just a social media manager. And then somebody just comes on the comment section and says, I've not gotten my order. Then as social media manager, you now say, I'm not the one that is in charge of that. That is very wrong. Because you are the one actually representing the company online. So you need to know how to speak to people. You need to know how to solve problems. If you don't know what to say at that point in time, you can ask your clients, what do you think I can reply to this? This person said they have not gotten their order. maybe you can say, oh, sorry for the inconveniences, we'll get it through to you immediately as soon as possible. You need to know how to solve problems as social media manager. You need to go and learn it. And lastly, I'm just going to be touching on some important tech tools that you actually need as social media manager, one of which is Canva, CapCut, Adobe Premiere Pro. I use Google Keep for writing my scripts. Everything that has to do with writing, I write it on Google. You can also make use of Co-Headline Studio. It helps you to check your headline. Of course, I make use of ChatGPT, very important. I also make use of MailChimp because I'm also an email marketer as well, but you don't have to make use of that. Also make use of Meta Business Suite, Hootsuite, Metricool, Google Docs, and of course Notion. You're also going to be making use of social media platforms, of course, like Instagram, Pinterest, and all those things like that. So all these tools that I've mentioned, they are not limited to. There are other tools that you can actually research and start using as a social media manager. So yes, guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope I have been able to convince you and not confuse you that there are some important skills that you need to know and you need to have as a social media manager. I don't want you to pressure yourself. Even if you don't have those skills right now, you can begin the process of learning those skills. You can give yourself a monthly target or a weekly target that you're going to take courses on this following skills that I've mentioned in the video and actually learn it. So yes, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a big fat thumbs up. Make sure that you drop a comment below. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also do the Lord's work by helping me share my YouTube video to someone else that will need it, either on your WhatsApp status, your Instagram story, your Snapchat story, wherever you want to share it. I give you the liberty to actually share it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on episode 3 of this series. Bye.